We made safety our top priority as a company for 2018. We said we're going to put safety above all. All of our operations on the ground, from Sao Paulo to Paris to London to New York, everyone wants to feel safe. And we thought that we can harness the power of technology in order to introduce a host of safety features. Safety as a rider and a driver, so that you can share your ride with a loved one, or making a 911 button that's location aware just in case something happens. Digital safety, so that your phone number is masked, or so that your driver doesn't necessarily have your home address, and some really, really cool new features in terms of using telematics, and using the fact that we know where you're going to and how long your trip should take, so that if in that 1 in a million, 1 in 10 million chance something happens on the way, we can reach out to you. Our AI algorithms can know that something has happened, and we can make sure that things are okay.
Uber is no longer just about cars. You're now in the bike sharing business. Yes. You're in the e-scooter business. How much of a difference is there between, for example, the security on a Lime scooter versus now the security in an Uber car?
I think it's a great question, and these are the answers that we have to answer over a period of time. We really think about Uber not just in terms of the car, but we think about it in terms of the bike and the scooter and delivery. Uber Eats is now the largest delivery provider outside of China on a worldwide basis. So we want to be your one-stop shop for transportation or delivery, and we will look to move safety into every part of that consideration phase, so that if you want to go from point A to B in any city that you live in or city that you're visiting, you come to Uber, and we'll tell you, maybe you should take a subway on this ride instead of taking Uber.
You're going to tell me not to take an Uber.
We will tell you not to take an Uber.
How are you going to do that? In the app, you're going to say, actually, Rebecca, an Uber right now, don't do that, get on the subway?
So we are now working on technology that's going to connect you into subway systems, et cetera. There's a lot of partnership that we have to work on. But we will certainly, and in San Francisco today, we offer e-bikes, which are much cheaper, and we think are the better way to get around in San Francisco for short trips, sometimes at the cost of taking an Uber. Near term, it may cost us something, but from a long-term perspective, we think that if we are the platform that you come to, that gives you, the user, the best solution in getting from point A to B, even if it costs us in the short term, long term, if we serve the consumer, we're going to be the platform that you keep coming back to again and again and again.
How far away are we from e-scooters being more prevalent on the streets in the United States than Uber cars?
I think we're a couple of years at least from that, if not more. But we're going to be neutral about this. Ultimately, we want to get to the solution that's best for the consumer and also best for the city. This requires a dialogue with all the regulators, the cities, and there may be a city that believes, hey, e-scooters are a really cool thing, or there may be a city that says, hey, bikes are a great thing, we want to make a bet on bikes, and we want to make a bet on Uber, or we want to make a bet on Pool, which is a technology that's designed to get more than one rider into a car that we're investing hundreds of millions of dollars around. So it really depends on what the city's looking for and ultimately what's good for the consumer.
Uber is very familiar with regulators
since
day one in the business. There are other tech companies where it would appear that regulators have sort of just woken up to their existence, the Facebooks, the Twitters of the world, and you have executives from Facebook and Twitter today on Capitol Hill answering tough questions about safety and security. Are these companies doing enough to protect users and their information?
I think that historically they had not been doing enough. And I think every company makes mistakes and every company learns. We're at a moment at time right now. It's a really important moment in time. And I think that a lot of technology companies, including ours, took the view, and it might have been not the right view, of, hey, we're building platforms. And ultimately what users do with those platforms is up to those users. Our platform is transportation, and we could have said the view, well, safety is not our job, but we're actually saying, no, safety is our job. We have to make sure that our content, the riders and drivers on our platform, are acting in a safe manner. In the same way, a Facebook, a Twitter, a Google, et cetera, they increasingly have to take responsibility for safety and the content on their platform. And I think this is an incredibly important dialogue to have, and hopefully we can get to a better answer in the next months and the next year.
Should companies like yours, like Facebook, like Amazon, have to reveal to the public and be transparent about the information that you're collecting on users?
I think more and more that's an expectation. And I think you want to use information for users for their good. You don't want to be using it against them or as a weapon against them. So for example, when we look at the route that you're taking and we're calculating how long it should take for that route, we're using that information to make sure that you're protected. And if something unusual happens, we're going to reach out to you to make sure everything's okay. That's using data for the user's good, and I do believe that users more and more should be demanding, you can use my data, but use it where it's working for me, not for you.
Would that apply inside of Uber with advertising, for example? You know where I'm starting at the beginning of my day, you know where I'm finishing at the end. That's really valuable information, and a lot of companies would pay a lot of money to know that.
I think that they would, and we're not selling that information. We are using that information, for example, when I pull out my app, it has a good idea that I'm going to work every single morning. So we are using our information to personalize, but we're using it to personalize for you. And we don't sell that data because ultimately that's not the business that we're in. We're in the transportation business, we're in the mobility business. We have to make it as safe, convenient, and cheap for you to get around. And that's what we're going to focus on.
You've been at the company for exactly a year now,
Exactly
a year and one day.
I'm a grizzled veteran, yeah.
And when you joined Uber, it was known as a place with a toxic culture. There were allegations of sexual harassment, sexism inside of the company. What's changed since you joined?
Well, one of the first actions that we took after I joined was to redefine the culture of the company, redefine who we want Uber to be, and we actually crowdsourced our new cultural norms from the employees of the company, including, we celebrate differences, we do the right thing as a company. That's just the first step. These are incredibly important standards of how we want to behave. Now, as a company, the behavior has to change. I'll tell you as a CEO, we have made improvements, but the work on culture never ends. It's only been a year, and I believe that we have further to go, but as a company, we want to do the right thing, and we're improving every day. It's not a straight line, but I do think as a company, we are now the kind of company that you can be proud of to work for, and hopefully a company that as a consumer, you can be proud of using that service as well.
Uber has 3 women on its board currently. There is a bill in California right now to force public companies to put at least 1 woman on their board.
Well,
Do you support
well on our
that
way.
bill?
I'll tell you, I think that any CEO out there, any chairman of a board who's smart, believes that it is actually in his or her business interest to improve representation and diversity at the board level, at the management level, and at all levels of the company. And if you're doing it because of regulation, you are late to the game. It's a real issue, but it's something that we are working on with real rigor. We have a new head of diversity and inclusion, and it's something that we want to do because we think it's good for business and it's the right thing to do.
To your point, though, there are still a number of companies in California and around the country who don't have that type of mentality. Do you believe that a law like that should exist to force their hand?
If you get down to it, no. I'd rather folks like you call them out on that.
Well, we will continue to do that, absolutely.
As you are.
There is a moment right now in this country where companies that were never political previously are now wading into politics and weighing in on controversial issues. Do you believe that that's the right path for American companies?
I think it's a really tough one. So I'm not going to tell you that I've figured it out. I think that as it relates to your core business, then I think as a company you have a right to speak out. We have a lot of immigrants who drive for us. We have a lot of immigrants who work for us. I'm an immigrant. And so that is an issue that we've been relatively outspoken about. And it's an issue that speaks to the core of our business. And I do think that we should fight for immigration rights, a more open society. I was lucky enough to come to this country when immigrants were welcome and appreciated. And I think immigrants can be a huge part of the growth of our nation. It's part of our identity. So we've been outspoken about that topic. I don't think that CEOs should use their office as kind of a stepping stone for whatever politics they believe in. Ultimately we're a company that has lots of beliefs all over the place, lots of riders and drivers who have their opinions, and let them have their opinions and let them enjoy your service.
Are we still only a handful of years away from flying taxis, flying Ubers?
Depends on what you define as a handful. If you say 5 to 10, yes.
So we will have in 5 to 10 years flying Ubers?
I believe so. We have a group, Uber Elevate, that's working on this technology with new battery technology, multiple rotors, et cetera, and the investment going into the space. Within 5 to 10 years, this is going to be a business that's commercialized, and we want to commercialize it for the masses. We don't want this to be an elite product. Uber is about availability for everyone and affordability for everyone. That's our focus, and within 5 to 10 years, I think we're going to get there.
Autonomous cars, also 5 to 10 years?
Autonomous cars, and hopefully then autonomous flying cars as well.
This time next year, will Uber be a public company?
This time next year, we're gonna either be a public company or awfully close. Everything's on track. There are a ton of people working on the process. It's a stepping stone for us, but it's an important stepping stone. I'm certainly going to be focused on that process, but what I'm going to be more focused on is improving our service, being a great partner to our driver partners, and ultimately being the safest transportation platform on earth.
What's the Uber ticker symbol?
I don't know. Uber sounds pretty good.
You got 4 letters.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
lucky on that one.
Exactly.
Thank you,
No
Dara.
commitment there.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.